Welcome YouTubers and 4-plussers to Battle Report 11, a match between Blood Angels and Dark Angels with Blood Angel allies. This game features two fairly silly lists. I don't think either one would be terribly effective in a competitive environment. We're going to slug it out. We rolled up Purge the Alien as our mission with Vanguard Strike deployment. It will not be night the first turn. Both of us rolled useless Warlord traits. I think I got acute senses and he ended up with +1 to reserves. The Blood Angels have in reserves a Furioso Dreadnought. You can kind of see him sitting on the paper way down in the lower left corner. He has Blood Claws, Melt-A-Gun, and a Magna Grapple, and he's going to arrive via drop pod on the first turn. Hiding in the debris field is a 9-man scout squad with sniper rifles and a heavy bolter. They infiltrated to that position. We have 30 Death Company with bolters, a chaplain, 2 Thunderhammers, 2 Infernus pistols, and their Warlord Librarian. The Librarian has Shield of Sanguinus and Bloodlance. A Whirlwind hides in the back corner, and in front of it are 10 more scouts that infiltrated there, and they have bolt guns and a missile launcher. The Dark Angels have in reserve a small squad of Deathwing Knights with a Librarian that will be Deathwing assaulting on turn 1. The Librarian has Prescience and Misfortune. The Assault Squad, while painted green, is actually red on the inside. They're my Blood Angels allies, which makes them a troop. And they have a Librarian that has Biomancy. He rolled Warp Speed and Hemorrhage, which Hemorrhage is really, I think, the worst of the Biomancy powers, so I traded it for the second worst of the Biomancy powers, Smite. The Vindicator is Dark Angels, so I went ahead and put its name in green. Might be a little hard to see. The remainder of the Dark Angels force is my yet unpainted Devastators with 4 las cannons, and the Librarian with the power field. He also has Prescience and Misfortune. Pretty much the same roles for both those Librarians. There are 2 min-sized tactical squads with missile launchers. We do an initial count up. It looks like I'm offering up 10 victory points while Jeff's only offering up 7, so it's a slight uphill battle for me, but it's not insurmountable. Blood Angels turn 1, the Librarian fails to cast Shield of Sanguinus with an 11. The Death Company go ahead and advance anyhow. The drop pod manages to stick its landing. If it looks like the drop pod's a small tower, that's because it's kind of like the TARDIS in Doctor Who. Its cloaking device just got stuck and it happened to be on small tower instead of police box. During the shooting phase, the Death Company shoot at the 5-man tactical squad and kill 2 of them. The Space Marine Scouts and the Whirlwind combine fire and manage to kill 3 Devastators. Dark Angels turn 1, the Vindicator, the Librarian casts Prescience on the Vindicator because he's about to take a very short-range shot. The Deathwing Knights show up and scatter 12 inches in the direction I do not want them to go. The Assault Squad goes ahead and advances 12. In the shooting phase, the Devastators get 2 las cannon kills using focused fire to pick on the guys in the open, since the closest guy up at the front easily had some 4+ cover save. The Vindicator sucks just as bad as the Furioso Dreadnought at shooting and only manages to get a glance on him. And then my 2 missile launchers, one of them had a rear armor shot on the Furioso, both missed. Not really a stellar turn 1 for any of us. Turn 2, Blood Angels. The Librarian manages to cast Shield of Sanguinus this time. The Death Company advance. The Furioso moves towards the 5-man tactical squad. I'm not sure why Jeff did this. I would have continued to press the Vindicator because its Strength 10 template is really the perfect answer to massive amounts of Death Company. I think that his motivation was actually the Deathwing Knights. He was a little bit scared of them because they are kind of the perfect answer for the Furioso. They're going to get armor saves against the Blood Claws, and they can go Smite mode, Strength 10, and just kill him. But, you know, this is a kill point game, and in my opinion, it would have been a good trade to trade the Furioso Dreadnought for the Vindicator 1-to-1 and burn the Deathwing Knight's Smite mode should I decided to do that. And he could have gotten first blood as well if he had killed that Vindicator. This could have been a target priority mistake. We'll see. More Death Company advancement that you can see. The Whirlwind's driving around doing Whirlwind stuff. In the shooting phase, the Scouts pick on the Devastators some more and kill the last 2 that they can see, and that includes Sarge. In the assault phase, roar, Furioso Dreadnought. He gets a 12-inch charge roll. He only needed like 5. But he only manages to kill 1 Marine with his Blood Claws due to just some colossal whiffs on the attack rolls. Just a bunch of 2s. And the tactical squad sticks around. Turn 2 Dark Angels, as you can see, there's just a little bit of shuffling, and the Deathwing move into a position to give the Death Company a long charge through difficult should they decide to take it. And if they do move up and decide to rapid fire, there's not going to be a whole lot of guys in range. The Assault Squad moves in to kill the Scouts. The Vindicator slides over, anticipating the Furioso is going to finish the Tactical Squad and consolidate towards it. I want to give that Dreadnought a long charge because I want him to expose rear armor to my Devastator squad that's up in the tower. Shooting phase, the Vindicator and the las cannons combine to kill 6 Death Company. The Assault Squad goes ahead and softens up the Scouts with a couple of flamers and bolt pistol fire. They kill 5. They do, however, stick around. On the assault phase, we make our charge. It's only like 4 inches is all I needed. We do lose 1 Assault Marine on the Overwatch fire. The Assault Marines kill the remaining 5 Scouts. That's a kill point and first blood for the DA allies. They then consolidate 5 inches away from the Death Company. We go to the Furioso combat, and again, he's really struggling. A bunch of 2s again. Only manages to kill a single Marine. Once again, the Inquisition has seized the satellite imagery of the battle, but if you must know what happened, the Whirlwind moved away from the Jump Marines. The Death Company shuffled up the ramp, but stayed about 13 inches away from the Deathwing Knights, hoping to avoid a charge, and the Furioso continued his trek towards the Vindicator. In the shooting phase, Sniper Scouts managed to kill a single Tactical Marine. And that was actually it. The Furioso's shooting was ineffective against the Vindicator, and the Death Company's shooting didn't manage to kill any Deathwing Knights. Dark Angels turn 3. Prescience is cast on the Devastators and the Deathwing Knights. Warp Speed is cast on the Blood Angels Librarian, and Misfortune is successfully cast on the Death Company. The Vindicator moves forward to get another shot on the Death Company. I'm keeping him a little bit away, though, from the Furioso. I do want the Vindicator to get charged by the Furioso because I want to present that rear armor to my Devastators. So he is in charge range next turn. You know, some of you may think that's a mistake, but I think it's worthwhile because what's sitting on top of that tower is 3 kill points. We have the Warlord Librarian, the Devastator squad, and Slay the Warlord. Or so we have 2 squads in the Librarian and the Devastator, and then Slay the Warlord point. So I don't want the Furioso to climb the tower. I want him to go after the Vindicator. In the shooting phase, the Assault Squad and Vindicator combine to kill 8 more Death Company. Most of this is because of Misfortune. Very heavy toll. The Devastators smoke the Whirlwind with their Prescience and 4 las cannon shots. The Knights declare a charge and take their first casualty to Overwatch and then end up missing the charge. The Assault Squad does, however, I'm sorry, I've got my tongue tied in a knot here. The Assault Squad does make it in. Combat is relatively mild. None of the characters from the Blood Angels side and the 2 Thunderhammers, they're all way back in the back there, so they don't get into combat. So we end up losing 3 Death Company die and 2 Assault Marines. Next turn should be worse, as now everybody's piled in. Turn 4 Blood Angels. I'm sorry, I suck. I missed movement pictures yet again for the Blood Angels. The Furioso goes ahead and moves to get an easy charge on the Vindicator, and the Sniper Scouts move out to get line of sight on the Tactical Squad with the 2 guys left. In the shooting phase, the Furioso does his best Scorpion impression. Get over here! He misses again with his Melta, but hits with the Magna Grapple and drags the Vindicator over to him. And basically gives him an auto charge. And this is kind of bad too. This messes up my plan because I was hoping that the Furioso would get out in the open for some rear armor shots. Only a single Devastator now has line of sight to the Furioso. Close combat ensues. The Furioso gets a single penetrate and immobilizes the Vindicator. Close combat with the Assault Squad and the Death Company, they continue to mix it up. The beats are pretty bad all around. The Assault Squad loses 4 more guys, and the Death Company loses 5 guys thanks to Misfortune. They would only lost 2, but Misfortune has really just been brutal on them. The Sanguinary Priest that I purchased for the Assault Squad is the single thing that's keeping me in this game. I think I've made 4 or 5 Feel No Pain so far with him. Totally worth his points. Dark Angels turn 4. The Librarian Warlord, his name's Fritz, perils himself while failing to cast Prescience. The Devastators shuffle about since only one las cannon could see the Furioso, so I'm going to be taking, looks like 2 snapshots and 1 normal shot. The Deathwing Knights, their Librarian casts Prescience on the Knights, and the Knights move forward for an easy charge. The Blood Angels Librarian that's currently in combat casts Warp Speed on himself again. The Missile Launcher and the Lone Tactical Squad member, they scoot up to face the scouts there in the open. In the shooting phase, the angry and immobile Vindicator takes out his entire rage on the drop pod and blows it up. And I do manage to get 1 hit on the Furioso, and it's a penetrate, and it ends up being a stunned result. Close combat. It's a murder fest. The Deathwing Knights charge in, switch to surprise sex mode, and kill everything. Basically, both characters that were in the Death Company and the 4 remaining dudes, you know, your Strength 10, AP 2, Prescience rerolling hits, you know the story. They're all dead. The Death Company and their Dying Grasps do manage to kill the final Assault Marine. And the Furioso gets his free attack since the Vindicator was immobile, and manages to finish the Vindicator off. Blood Angels turn 5, there's no movement, we'll go right to shooting. The Scouts shoot and kill Missile Joe, the Furioso stands around stunned. Dark Angels turn 5, it's just cleanup at this point. The Assault Squad and characters move for an easy charge next turn if the game continues. The one las cannon with no LOS is going to go ahead and move to get a snapshot on the Furioso. We shoot at the Furioso and it dies. Game ends 9-2, Dark Angels victory. It was quite the slaughter. Didn't really expect it, but in retrospect, when you think about it, I don't think the Blood Angels ever had a chance. And it wasn't necessarily because, oh, I brought, you know, a Strength 10 Vindicator that could ignore their Feel No Pain or anything like that. I think it was actually the composition of the Blood Angels. A 30-man Death Company squad seems really imposing on paper, but it's slow to maneuver and it's very easy to avoid. And ultimately, Death Company, even with Relentless and bolt guns, in 6th edition, a bolt gun is the same as a bolt gun at a Relentless bolt gun is the same as a non-Relentless bolt gun at the 12 to 24 range. It's shooting the same as a Tactical Marine, and they're like twice the cost. So the Death Company still need to charge to really do anything in the game. So Death Company with bolt guns and Relentless, and even with the Chaplain in there, they're not going to get the charge because I have Assault Marines. And ultimately, if you want to get it done with Death Company, you need to have jump packs or a delivery mechanism like a assault transport. So you know, that was unfortunate. It's no fun when the game is really decided before it's even played. But I did enjoy the game nonetheless. Thanks, Jeff, for the game. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I enjoyed the Goofy Allies list. It's nice to make assault troops useful and scoring. So Blood Angels allies are fun. You might even see a variant of this list again in the future. And while you're at it, go check out Black Knight's report of our last fantasy game that we played, Beastmen versus High Elves.